return. Monkey Wallet made a turn. I want to check out what he did. Oh boy. He's got a double linked soldier. That's a little scary. Double linked soldiers, 875 damage. The good news about double linked soldiers is that they're not very mobile. Yeah. I'm not convinced this is going to be recoverable. I'm going to kind of stew on this one for a while. Yeah, there's never the opening to get one of these medics down, unfortunately. I just can't threaten him. At least he's... Well, that might be a decent move. Because he's actually out of range of the medic on the attack tile, which is nice. So it's going to take him... And this medic isn't even upgraded. So, that might be doable. Obviously, it leaves my warrior pretty exposed. Let me stew on that one a little longer. Alright, so I'm gonna take my sniper. So that's what I expected to happen. So I'll take the witch. Yeah, no, I mean, that's fine, that he can take the sniper, because he's going to run out of units pretty quick. Like, he's got 3 here, he's got 1 here, so he's got 4 total. I've got 2 Gerati, so 2 of those units are just going to die real fast. And I've got a Demo Man, a Pyro, and a sniper, and another pyro out on the board. So if we trade, you know, attacking units like 1 for 1, then he's gonna end up with 3 shamans, and I'm gonna have like, I mean, if worst comes to worst, I can upgrade the other engineers and medic link them, and they're gonna do like 390 damage. So I just have to do like a series of really catastrophic mistakes in order to let this one slip away. Alright, but you said you wanted to do Shallan versus Shallan, so let's talk about Shallan versus Shallan. Ooh, lucky you, you got your shadow out early. Okay. So, let's talk about Shallan versus Shallan. So I've been playing a lot of this matchup, as you would expect, because of the Shallan versus Shallan tournament that has been going on, and the entire second phase of the tournament was 6 Shallan versus Shallan matches against very good players. I forget the exact list of players. I can look it up real quick though. Against Dragon Reborn, Kevin Spinty, Bam Bam GT, Tabby Nat, Clavinor, and Soul Lord. And yeah. So I've been playing a lot of really high level games in this matchup, and so I've learned a lot about how to kind of approach it. And so here's how I think about Shaolin versus Shaolin. It can get very positional. You can end up with really large army, not exactly stalemates, but more so than a lot of the other matchups. You end up with often with like really entrenched positions on both sides. Frequently, if you have both shadows on the board, any sort of low HP unit in the middle gets traded back like constantly between both players, which can be a little silly at times. And so you really have to think hard, like, do I want to convert this enemy unit, or do I just want to like stomp it? Because if you convert their unit and their shadows around, they're likely just to bring it back next turn on their side. And so you can end up with really weird stalemates in that situation. Poisoners are very important, like in any other Shaolin matchups, but they are the only thing that can threaten the shadows, more or less. So especially having sorted poisoners, sorted poisoner can kill a upgraded shadow with 2 attacks and then a dragon. So any shadow that's left within line of sight of 2 squares of a sorted poisoner could be killed and then bamboo stomped. So that's like a very important combo to think about. There's really 3 ways to win Shaolin versus Shaolin. The first way is you're able to take out the Taoists, your opponent's Taoists, and then bleed them out. Okay? That's number 1. Second way is kill their shadow somehow, and then use your shadow to bleed them out. Because if you have a shadow and they don't, any unit you convert of theirs is, permanently, they can't get it back no matter what. So you can just kind of pick off units slowly, and eventually they'll run out and to win. So that's another way. And the third way is to kill all the high value units, especially the poisoners, and just have like a really big army advantage, and use that to either turn into a TKO or get position to get like position for the crystals. But let me just say that crystal kills are very difficult to pull off in Shaolin vs. Shaolin. The biggest damage dealers for the crystals are actually the gem tiles in this. It is for Shaolin in general, because they have no unit that does like extra damage to crystals or has any sort of like crystal gimmicks. Like obviously you can use dragons on the crystals, but like obviously your poisoner debuff doesn't apply to the crystals. Monks don't do anything special. Wind blades don't do anything special. Shadows, they don't do any special damage. So it's not like the other squads. Well, I guess other than Dark Elves, they don't really have a special crystal gimmick either. But crystal kills are really hard to pull off, and especially with the board alignments that you tend to get, where everything's kind of split 50-50 between the 2 squads. It's just really, really hard. So I would caution against considering crystal kills in this matchup. The way that I like to do it is dragons are like super, super, super critical. There is one key to getting the advantage that you need to pull out a win. You gotta get really good value out of your dragons. I think that good value out of a dragon is killing a +2 unit, where one of those upgrades is a sword. I think that's good enough. It can be killing a Taoist. If you have already gotten a Taoist, without using a dragon. So let me rephrase that because that's important. If you can somehow pick off a Taoist of your opponent without using a dragon to get them down to 2, it is absolutely worth using your remaining 2 dragons to stomp both of the remaining 2 Taoists of your opponent, if you can pull it off. But if you just trade 1 dragon for 1 Taoist, and your second dragon for the second Taoist, and they still have 1 dragon left, or I'm sorry, they still have 1 Taoist left after that, then you're probably hosed because they're going to have tons of really strong upgraded units, and you're not going to have any way to really take care of that last Taoist. But so it sort of depends on how the game plays out. If you're able to get that opportunity to get that Taoist for free earlier, not necessarily for free, but if you can get it without having to burn a dragon, then that can be really good. Combo potions are also very important. I like to think of combo potions as get out of jail free cards for your shadows. If your shadow gets burned down and you need a way to save him, that's what you keep your combo potions for. So I tend to hang on to the combo potions more so in other matchups where I would use them a little bit more liberally offensively, because really, obviously every Shaolin matchup, like, it's really important to keep your shadow alive. But in this one, if you have a shadow and they don't, it becomes very, very hard for them. So that combo potion can get you out of a sticky situation if you find yourself there. So, with that in mind, so looking at this game, so Roots has his shadow out already. So unlucky for me, my draw is a little crappy, and you can't see it because I have the overlay on top of that. So I apologize for that. Again, next week I'll have hopefully figured out this issue with the Steam this Steam video capture through XSplit. It wasn't working today, and I had to do a kind of jury rig it. Let me see if I can disable this real quick. Alright. There. Now you can see my draw. Everyone knows what my Twitter handle is and and what week this is. So I've got a Poisoner, a Monk, Common Potion, 2 Shields. This is a pretty crappy draw for Shaolin. So what do you want to do when you get a crappy draw with Shaolin? Well, if you're playing Shaolin, you're probably used to crappy draws because you get them all the time. So what do? You use the more as possible. So I'm going to turn 3 cards here. And I hope I get something. I'm considering redoing that, and let's see. Considering turning 4 cards because it's just so bad of a draw that I really need to increase the chances that I need a Taoist. I need to get a Taoist out. I'd love to get the Shadow out. I'm not going to be able to be too offensive right now without a sword. Like, if I get a sword out, then I can fight the Shadow. But what he's probably going to do next turn, he's going to have to spend a bunch of upgrades on the Shadow before he pushes out. So I've got a little bit of time. He's unlikely to be too aggressive. Unless he wants to risk putting a shot out. So maybe what I'll do instead is I'll do something like this. I'm gonna say, if you really want to burn down this monk and put your poisoner up over here, then fine. But I'll turn 4 cards and I'll keep my poisoner safe. I think that's the best move. Okie doke. So, wow, my screen is lagging. What the heck is going on here? Okay, things have gotten really slow. No, I think it's... I've seen this bug sometimes in Hero Academy. Alright. I'm going to restart Hero Academy real quick. Because the frame rate is getting messed up. Yeah, it's... Is the stream laggy, or is it just the video? Like, is my voice choppy or anything? Both? No, that's not good. Yeah, it might be because I'm capturing the screen in a different method than I usually do, because XSplit decided to crap out on me. So I'm sorry about that. Well, let's see if this gets any better. Why, hello there. Obviously, I don't want any chieftains wrecking my face. So I think I will retreat in jar. This is good. This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to apply the pressure. This is exactly what you need to be doing. I need to buy some time. Okay. So now I've got him jarred. So that's good. Maybe I'll upgrade him. I'm not sure. Let's move from here. Yeah, I like that. I like the idea of doing it that way. Because that way, if he runs into kills the medic, then I can heal up and take out the XR. Let's do it that way. Hopefully I didn't mess that up. Let's see what we got here. Saren, got a dude who is a little beat up. Thanks. I'm a little pinned back. I'd love to get a beer, because I'd put a beer on that Grenadier. Beer on the Grenadier. That is exactly what's going to happen. Sure, what that? No beer yet. Alas. Okay. So obviously that's not gonna do anything, but if I'm playing against you, I feel like you're fishing for Taoists. So this is you do want to push your advantage if you can. I'm not sure you can push it too much farther. So if I had to guess, I don't know what your draw looks like now, because obviously you turned a bunch of cards. You turned 3 cards, and you may have drawn a Taoist. If I wanted to play, if I had like a dragon, or even if I had 2 dragons, no, that'd be insane. It would literally be insane. If I had a sword, I would throw it on one of my poisoners really quick. Yeah, I mean, I could tell that you don't have any Taoists, or well, I don't know if you have any Taoists. You might have some now, but you definitely don't have any the previous turn. Is because if you did, you would have put. You never would have moved this shadow into an offensive position without putting some Taoists for backup. So that's fine. So I want to put my Taoist on this attack tile and make him safe to dissuade you from coming in and attacking here. And I'm going to put this poison up here to help zone out this area. And yeah, this monk's a little exposed, but I'm in a fairly decent defensive position. You can't really advance your shadow because I got this poisoner here. And I'm turning 2 more cards, and hopefully I'll get my shadow. Or another Taoist would be good too, because I'm a little bit on. Okay, I got a sword and a dragon, so that's not bad. So the sword will go on this poisoner almost certainly, and that way I can threaten this shadow. If I had a bamboo, then I could be really dangerous. Because remember what I said at the beginning of this game, the easiest way to kill a shadow is 2 sworded poisoner hits and then a dragon with a bamboo stomp. And so I've got the sword. I'll have the sworded poisoner. I have the dragon. All I need is bamboo. So my opponent will have to respect that possibility, and if not, then who knows? So Roots is asking me what sort of trade is worth a shadow. That's an excellent question. Basically, what I would say is any trade is worth virtually any trade is worth the opponent's shadow as long as it doesn't give up your shadow and it doesn't cause you to lose the game as like a direct result. Like if you're giving up like your last Taoist, or something like that. So something that just like puts you so far behind that there's like no possible way to recover. But outside of that, like virtually any trade is good for the opponent's shadow. So yeah, like a +1 poisoner and 2 dragons for a +2 shadow. Yeah, that's worth it. And a bamboo. Yeah, absolutely worth it. Two dragons might be on the edge, right at the edge. But certainly one dragon and a +3 unit, definitely worth it for the shadow. Yeah, basically anything in that ballpark is worth it. Because think about it. Think about it this way: how is anybody going to attack into you if you have a shadow and they don't? Because any unit they send forward, you're going to be able to stomp with your shadow, and they'll never be able to get it back. But any unit that they KO, you'll be able to just revive with your shadow, and you'll be able to trade so efficiently that eventually they're just going to they're going to throw themselves at you, and they're going to kind of like crashing up against your front lines and all your poisoners, and then that's it. I mean, they'll just slowly lose. But yeah, no. If you don't value the shadow as playing Shaolin, then you need to sort of rethink your strategy, because basically the entire squad revolves around the shadow. Like the shadow is the unit for Shaolin in every single matchup. It's the unit. Yeah, in this particular case, I'm only talking about Shaolin versus Shaolin, but even in the other matches, every single other match, the shadow is super important. But it's probably even more important in this matchup than the other ones. But basically, like if you're playing against Shaolin as another squad, like your entire game plan generally revolves around: can you kill the shadow? Can you force him to trip up and give it away? Because the ability to revive enemy units, it's basically like it's the best stomp in the game. And the shadow is so beefy, it's really hard to bring down. Like if you look at like the stomps of all the squads, like the special abilities that do stomping, like with Council, you've got the Inferno, which is really good, and it can stomp from range. You got the Dark Elves, and their special stomp is the Necromancer, who can kind of convert the dead unit into a whatever they're called, the little shadow duties. Not shadows, but I forget what they're called. Anyway, the doors don't really have anything as far as stomping goes. The tribe has the Witch, which can do AoE damage when they stomp an enemy unit. Phantoms, there you go, Phantoms for Dark Elves. But if you think about like all those all those stomps, especially the Necros, the Necro Stomp for Dark Elves, when they create the Phantom, it only takes 1 AP to deal with it. Like you basically attack the Phantom with any attack, and it's gone. So that's 1 AP. But with the Shadow, you stomp an enemy unit, and they have to spend the minimum 2 AP to deal with it, and they have to deal with it. Like with Phantoms, like who cares, right? Like you could leave them around or whatever. But if somebody's stealing your unit, if somebody's stopping you with the Shadow against Shaolin, then you have to kill that unit immediately. You have to spend 2 AP to deal with it immediately. Otherwise, they're gonna get your freaking unit, and they're gonna either do a lot of damage with it, or they're gonna bring it back and they're gonna heal it. And now you're fighting your own units, which is never where you want to be. So when Shaolin has that capability on the board to stop from that range with that sort of power, that it's really what the whole squad revolves around. Anyway, let me take some of these other turns. I am not a fan of this. Not a fan of this move. But I just need a way to disrupt it safely. Oh man, I've had a beer. Really make this great beer so much better. All I want to do is I want to pop this medic. I mean, honestly, like, charged up heavies are not that scary. They're just not that scary. That. Got like all these units all over the board, and I haven't really gotten what I wanted. I need to burn another. Let's do that. I need to turn another card there. Gosh, cannot get a beer. Get an Annihilator out, so that's good. Medic is asking to get his face wrecked. Actually, this is nice because this gunner actually will threaten this medic next turn with the drill. So if he doesn't do anything with this gunner, then this medic will die, which is cool. Okay. So putting the shield on the chief is nice because it makes it a 2-shot instead of a 1-shot. I need to get this other pyro on the board. Kind of asking for trouble there. Maybe that instead. That'll at least prevent it from charging in. The longer I am not dead, the better this is going to get. I might want to sandwich this pyro too. That would be a good idea. I'm not sure if I can get him. I don't know if I have enough HP, or I don't have enough AP to pull that off though. I don't need to do this in the gear though. There's no need to do that. Okay. If I do that, then I can kill this. That should be okay. I think. We will see. It's good though. This is exactly what you need to be doing. You need to be keeping the pressure on and hoping that you can blow me up somehow with the chieftain. Not sure you'll be able to, but if you can pull it off, that's what you need to do. I need my other Taoist out ASAPly. Yeah, it was good. Okay, good. Alright, let's do one more round of turns, and then I am going to do this Dragon Reborn commentary. And that'll provide a lot more area for discussion about Shaolin and Shaolin. So there's a good 20 or 30 turns of that to go over. But we need to take actually, since we've got a moment, why don't I take like a quick break, and then we'll start talking about Shaolin vs. Shaolin with the Dragon Reborn sequence coming up right after this. So don't go anywhere. I'll be back in about 2 minutes.